These are dangerous times. People like Ponlar aren't making it any easier.
Unnecessary observation. You are eliminating many of us Jedi, but such actions only delay the inevitable. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications. Recitation. And bring about the termination of hostilities. Failing master.
The rumor I've heard is that you don't fully agree with our queen and her supporters. If you aren't adverse to Queen Talia stepping down, we could use your help. It would be quite worth your while. I am a strong supporter of General Vaclu. The merchant quarter is an important area, not only financially but strategically as well. It is one of the few districts that is directly connected to the royal palace. The Queen and her advisors are well aware of this and have ensured that the captains here are extremely loyal to her. This presents complications for Vaclu. If you could arrange for them to be removed from their command, you will be richly compensated. You can't attack them directly. The entire city would be after you if you assaulted their checkpoints. You may have to be subtle and patient. They don't have to be killed, just removed from command. For each task you complete, I am prepared to pay you 2,500 credits. Plus you will earn the favor of some powerful people. We could make your job much easier here. There's Galisi at the starport. Riken commands from the turret tower. And Bastuco guards the entrance to the sky ramp. All loyal, and all need to be reassigned. He's the most junior of the captains. His superior, Captain Sulio, met with an accident. I believe you're familiar with that. Besides his strong loyalty to the Queen, I know next to nothing about him. He sometimes frequents the local cantina when he isn't at his post. He's been responsible for the merchant quarter for years. He's been chastised repetitively for his criticism of General Vaclu. His years of service won't protect him if he continues to subvert the chain of command. He has received several warnings. With a nudge, he just may get a dishonorable discharge. A true veteran, years of honorable service, completely dedicated to the Queen. Sadly, I think he's more on our side than the Queen's. But he's an old soldier that can't adapt to today's complex situation. Regardless of what the best interests of Onderon are, he won't swerve from executing the Queen's misguided decrees. Persuasion may be ineffective. Take this military security card. It can be used to slice into security terminals. Perhaps you will find solutions there. About what?
We should try to get General Vaclu to be on our side. He has a shrewd mind and is far more fit for command. Queen Talia is young and too idealistic. A veteran leader is what this planet needs, and would make a better ally. Vaclu is no fool. Even if we've had disagreements in the past, he'll recognize how advantageous an alliance could be between us.
Kawanabota ayuka taigwa kankidora. Yasora ku tuka ulwanji yomalithba. Shanek ma winbok lelenko sobaramwe.
Dahupa bosa kurata go jujuto yoke. Hiata yamba wajiake yukito tune. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma.
Mogachi norta hirembe wanachi. Kaki mogo grabo. Drum pabanakalas mangra. Kalalavadumba compaile mokata.
Kawana bota yuntatanga kinamatura. Tayaita ta bosananhansata.
Kawanabota ayuka taigwa kankidora. Yasora ku tuka ulwanji yomalithba. Shanek ma winbok lelenko sobaramwe.
Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma. Kawana bota yuntatanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananhansata.
Fereki mangra dunnoku hereti jun sombo marampino su clela sobuto. Cristocho intissimi soto.
Tarachomo sincho cavavolpa muligi kumanaminta barawamba michedos. Kawana bota yuntatanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananhansata.
Ondalel no saga, drum pabanakaras mangra. Kawana bota ayuka taigwa kankidora. Yasora ku tuka ulwanji yumalithva. Shanek ma winbok lelenko sobaramwe.
Variki, mangra, do cha scrini do pat. Slime non quahiriti, criscorcia wintisi mesoto. Kawana bota yuntatanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananhansata.
Dawancha mori konsova. Mawani dinchori kitsodu sobarenwa. Dorjine sobawata.
Unta chiwita inka kikraya na chawanga kone. Kawana bota yuntatanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananhansata. Dahupa bosakurata go jujuto yoke. Hiata yamba wajiake yukito tune.
Yeah, what do you want? Here you go. Now, is there something else you needed?
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel only. Move along.
This terminal isn't for off-worlders, or civilians for that matter. I suggest you back away.
General Vaklu was an underground resistance leader during the Mandalorian occupation. He's a real hero. It disgusts me how many soldiers in other commands are willing to put aside their sworn duty. We took our oath to protect and serve the Queen faithfully. Queen Talia is a smart and capable ruler. The times before the Republic were terrible for us. Doesn't anybody remember that? The Republic has spies and operatives that are causing havoc in our city. If they keep it up, it will lead to war. I'm just going to try and stay out of all the politics and do my job. My brother fought in the recent space battle. He said that the Ebon Hawk didn't fire first. It disgusts me how many soldiers in other... The soldiers in the Merchant Quarter are too loyal to the Queen. Is everybody except me blind? The Republic has spies and operatives.
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel only. Stay clear of here, off-worlder. The sky ramp leads to the battlements, and this particular ramp leads straight to the palace itself. No civilians are allowed past this point. I'm the one in charge here, off-worlder. If you try to get past me, then you'll have the entire ISIS garrison on you in seconds. I will let you... No, you're not permitted past this point. I suggest you move along, off-worlder, before you test my patience any further. There's no chance of that, off-worlder. The palace is locked down tight, and only authorized personnel are allowed in. I am Captain Bastuco. I have served loyally in the Onderon military for 20 years.
20 years would mean you were here during the Mandalorian Wars, right?
I was a soldier when the Mandalorians took our world, and I fought in the Resistance. When we drove them from Onderon, I served on the Wall for 10 years after.
You mean after the Jedi drove the Mandalorians from Onderon? The Mandalorians never gave ground to any Onderon soldier.
Such of you could be considered treason. Onderon was responsible for much of the fighting during the last days of the war. Without General Vaklu, the Republic would have fallen. General Vaklu is my superior officer, and I respect the chain of command. He kept the Resistance alive when the Mandalorians were destroying our world. The wall is the barrier between Isis and the Onderon wilderness. For hundreds of years, we kept the city free of beasts and beast rider scum. The greatest honor for an officer is to serve on the wall. Many aspire to the post, but few are worthy of it. I was requested to guard the sky ramp in the merchant quarter. My personal feelings on the matter are irrelevant. I received an order, and I carried it out. I feel a little lightheaded. Let me tell you what I feel. I have many good years of service left in me. I feel like I'm being set aside. They said they needed their best men here, but skyramp duty has always been relegated to fresh officers. I couldn't do that. I heard the reassignments came from the Queen herself. I will request reassignment immediately. Troops, man the checkpoint without me. I must leave at once.
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel only. Move along. There has been a serious accident here. The sky ramp is closed to all personnel pending an investigation. Leave, now!
You're back to visit me. I've heard the news. One captain has been removed, 2 to go. Here are the credits we talked about. There's twice as much waiting for you if you do what is being asked.
Council of Lords today, Lord Dashiell recommended a special commendation for Colonel Tobin due to his brilliant command of our armada in the skies above Onderon. Without him, Lord Dashiell said, the Republic attack would surely have done more damage. Tobin is one of Isis's greatest heroes and deserves recognition. The Ithorian fleet has yet again pushed back estimates for when the beasts will be cleared from our streets. They claim that the blockade continues to hinder their progress. Not only has this posed a significant health risk, but there has been a rise of beast attacks in Isis. 3 attacks happened last week. Disturbingly, there have been 2 additional beast attacks today. The frequency of the attacks has been growing. The Council of Lords session is running late today as General Vaklu rallies his supporters to pass his amendment giving the Council the power to manage diplomatic relations with the Republic instead of the Queen. Critics say that this amendment is a thinly veiled attempt by General Vaklu to secede from the Republic. A supermajority of lords are needed to pass it. Political experts say that Queen Talia still has enough lords that support her to easily quash Vaklu's latest efforts. In the Council of Lords today,
Hey, what do you think you're doing? This terminal is restricted to military personnel only.
There was an alert over by the sky ramp earlier. I hope it's settled now. I'm just going to try and stay out of all the politics and do my job.
In the latest news today, the Onderon Space Force has confirmed that a Republic military craft initiated the space battle over our planet. Sources inside the military say the first shots of the massive battle were fired by the Republic vessel, the Ebon Hawk. The Ebon Hawk is a capital-class vessel, and it destroyed 15 Onderan military fighters before being destroyed by Colonel Tobin's forces. Queen Talia is expected to make an announcement later today. Whether her support of the Republic will falter due to this attack is unknown. The Republic state is deadlocked on how to proceed in the wake of the Paragas disaster. Scientific experts indicate that if the fuel problems are solved, then the Telosian restoration project is in grave jeopardy. Paragas station requires constant fuel, reported one senior scientist. Over time, its orbit will degrade and it will crash into the atmosphere. Many political careers are tied to the success or failure of the TRP. If it falls, there could be a major shift in power in the Republic Senate. One of the greatest mysteries in recent memory is the dissolution of the Jedi Order. Today, Republic intelligence analysts have released a declassified report that sheds new light into this mystery. It is public knowledge that the Jedi Order suffered extreme casualties during the Jedi Civil War, but the new intelligence report indicates evidence of even greater casualties after the war. Murders, accidents, and the Mira Luca tragedy had a profound impact on the number of Jedi. The report claims that there are even bounties on the remaining Jedi. The report concluded that the Jedi Order may be completely extinct now. Whether this was coincidence or conspiracy is still unknown. After last month's spectacular explosion of the South Quarter mining refinery, Queen Talia hasn't made a single public appearance. Security in the Royal Palace has been increased to unprecedented levels. Senior royal officials have claimed that the explosion was one of 3 recent assassination attempts. Many citizens have criticized Queen Talia's absence during these increasingly unstable times. In the latest news today, the Onderan Space Force has confirmed that a Republic military craft initiated the space battle over our planet. Sources inside the military say the Ebon Hawk is a
Strangely enough, I have no urge to ask you any...
Welcome to what must be the smelliest place in the universe, Offworlder. How can I assist you? That's an air defense tower. The city's filled with them. Isis is an ancient city, and for many generations, our main enemy was the Beast Riders that lived outside the city. Towers like these were built to protect us against Drexel and their Beast Riders. A Drexel is a flying beast. Huge creatures with teeth the size of your arms. Lethal, and skin like ferrosteel plates. Somehow the Beast Riders figured out how to tame them years ago. That's a long story. Sure you have the time? Most people don't care for an old soldier spinning a tale or two. Someone else who likes history, huh? All right. Isis was formed pretty much at the dawn of our civilization. It was born out of necessity. It protected us from the dangerous beasts that litter Onderan. This city is as old as our civilization. Most of our technology was invented to fortify these walls and protect us. For ages, our worst criminals were cast out of the city to an almost certain death. It wasn't completely certain, though. Some of the criminals figured out how to survive out there. They learned how to tame the native beasts. And it wasn't long before they turned their attention to Isis. About 50 years ago, Princess Gallia married one of the great leaders of the Beast Riders, Orin Kira. That was right at the start of the Beast Wars. By the end of it, Gallia was crowned queen, and finally there was peace between our people. It's hard to put aside centuries of conflict. There's an uneasiness between our people. The Beast Riders are upset that General Vaklu has forbidden Drexel in Isis. Citizens usually only see the fallen Beast Riders, who are no better than thugs. That's a long story. I don't blame you. My grandson gives me that same kind of look when I start getting too long-winded. So, what do you want to talk about? These are troubled times. You've probably heard that General Vaklu and Queen Talia are having some disagreements. I've been warned from command to keep my opinions to myself on that. So I've learned my lesson. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Ask around, though. There are plenty of people who'd like nothing more than to talk about it. Times are too complex for a simple soldier like myself. Sometimes I made the mistake of answering questions honestly. If you say anything bad about a superior officer, they call that disrespecting the rank. Do that too many times and it's not long before you're a civilian.
Yes, tell them what you really think, Riken.
I don't think so. I know you'd like nothing better than getting me drummed out of the military, but I'm not gonna say a word. What I really mean? General Vaklu may be a war hero, but everything he's done since the war has been poison for us and the Republic. There are rumors, always spoken quietly, that he has made alliances with dark powers. Things worse than the Freed and Nad movement from our past. I think...
That's enough! You may be the Queen's pawn, Riken, but you will not rail against a brilliant general like Vaklu.
Can't you see it? He's slick with words, but Vaklu's inner circle are responsible for dark deeds. Anyone that speaks out against him is labeled a rebel spy. You think the Republic needs a few hundred spies in ISIS? Most spies are picked up in raids and never heard from again. It's just wrong.
I will see you are relieved of your command for this. Your mouth just ended your career. No matter how distinguished your war record is, it is over.
I don't know how much more help I'll be. Won't be in the military too much longer.
Most impressive.
It's the Offworlder. Listen, let's keep this brief. I've probably lost my command already because of the conversation we had. I don't see how it could get worse, but the galaxy has a funny sense of humor about that.
You have returned. My stock is filled with weapons I can only sell to off-worlders. Please, take a look. The finest bargains in all of ISIS. Large variety of weapons. My stock is very good. You might want to buy some before the general decides he needs more blasters. Then weapon merchants like myself have the honor of providing them to him at a substantial discount, even below what it costs us. We do it happily, or else.
Or else what, Gag?
Or else we are very unhappy at not being able to do our part. General Vaklu is concerned about well-armed insurgents. They've had to get arms from somewhere. Not from me, of course, but all sales of weapons have been severely restricted. I can only sell to off-worlders like you that have the proper clearance. And now off-worlders can't come here because of the blockade and searches, but it's a wise policy. Of course, soldiers are only doing their job. Even if it puts me out of business, I am happy. Even if I'm forced to live off scraps in the street, I am so happy to do my part. Long live General Vaklu! Oh, everything is great here. We're all very happy. So very happy.
I won't remain silent any longer. The Republic has actively attacked us. They attack our spaceships unprovoked. What next? An invasion? Perhaps they seek to conquer us. Will you stand idly by? Will you let them bomb our city? No! If Queen Talia is so removed that she won't do what the people so clearly want, then we must show her. With force!
That's it, Ponlar. We're taking you in. You've gone too far.
Brothers and sisters, let us rise up now and march to the palace. Our will cannot be denied.
That's right! Death to the Queen! Death to the rise! Grab arms! We will march!
Contributing to urban destabilization is a dangerous endeavor. Your hypothesis may be correct. A momentary fluctuation for a greater goal is acceptable.
The Offworlder joins us! Let's fight these rats! The Royals must die!
You're back to visit me. 2 of the poor captains have lost their commands. Great shock, no doubt. Just 1 more left, and the royalist captains will be no more. Here is the sum of credits we agreed upon.